Good morning, Vapors. The long-awaited video on the Vision Eternity Rebuildable atomizer. My pneumonia is pretty much gone. The antibiotics have run its course, so I can actually talk, I can breathe. So I decided instead of a pictorial thing, we'll do a video. Many discussions on the Beginning Vapors 411 page on Facebook, whether to do the Viv and Nova tank or the Vision Eternity. The Vision Eternity seems to have been a very popular one, so that's what we're going to do. I've had this one for a while, so it's quite well used. What you'll get in the box is the Vision Eternity, and I don't have the box out right now because it's currently buried in the closet. But I am using this in its dripping mode. There's two modes to this one. This is dripping mode. I don't ever drip with the drip tip on. That's just, no, juice in mouth, bad thing, yuck. But in dripping mode, you'll have to use this narrow-mouthed adapter that fits the drip tip. And I'll show you more about that here in a minute. So there's the drip tip. It's got a little ring seal on it. Other than the straight O-ring seal here, the rest of the unit screws together, except for the positive and negative posts, which I'll show you here shortly. There's the dripping adapter. Now you see that spike in the center, and it's got a little bit of wicking material in it. That spike is what goes up into the tank when it's in tank mode. That's pretty much it. Tank's a tank. You kind of know how they go. Let's see if I can unscrew the base from the adapter, and the adapter's used in all of the setups. The only difference between tank mode and dripping mode is that adapter right there. And of course in dripping mode you don't use the tank. So you'll need that one. You'll need the drip tip. You'll need the dripping adapter. That puts it in dripping mode. Now this thing is full of juice, so I believe it has Extreme Ice Menthol from Mount Baker Vapor in it. As you can see, it is full. It is making a mess. However, it is due for a cleaning. The manufacturer says from dry first assembly 35 drops to fill it to maximum capacity. So there's the spike adapter with the air holes. And there's not much in it. There's a little piece of wick that comes down and touches the top of the coil, and this camera's not going to focus, but that's fine. There's the coil and wick assembly. These posts are downright tiny. You can see how tiny they are. And to take the coil off, you just have to lift up the post on each side and the coil comes off. When you wire this in, you have to run the wire down inside the top of the hole in the post, and then have the wire come out the side, and then of course you just pull and snap it off. As you can see, the wicks go down into the little well, which is why I love this drip tip, because I'm not constantly having to refill it. These posts are tiny. If you are ham-fisted in your methods of rebuilding atomizers, as you can see, the top post is actually, the positive post is actually loose. This says it's probably actually due for complete replacement because I've worn it completely out. But I digress. So there's the actual atomizer portion. Great flavor, throat hit, and vapor. The airflow comes directly from underneath the coil and out. It is a wonderful device. I think I paid $30 for it a while ago. But there it is. Fits on any standard 510 connection. It does have a little beauty ring that'll screw down onto your Ego or Ego type battery, so you don't have, the ugliness, of the Ego connection underneath. Gives it a nice solid look. This does work very well. Like I said, this one's due for replacement. I've just simply worn it out. I am looking at getting an AGA or an AGAT or AGAT, whatever you want to call them, an actual Genesis atomizer. There are O-rings everywhere in this thing, and they're little clear silicone O-rings. There's one in the very bottom down there. There it is. There's 2 O-rings on the center assembly, and then of course there's no O-rings in the top except for the 510 drip tip. And you can use any 510 drip tip with this. Hold on, let me get in frame here. You can use any 510 drip tip that you want. I haven't found one that doesn't fit. Some are a little tighter than others. But to reassemble, I'll be back in a second. Let me wash this off. Okay, we're back. Even, you know, there's people that rinse things with, you know, vodka and soak them in overnight. I found with this particular atomizer, just a quick rinse in warm water does the trick. As you can see, my coil is not exactly good. This coil is actually due for replacement. So, yeah, there you go. I'm not going to be able to do anything with it because that coil is actually dead. It reads open, so I have it burned out somewhere. So, but there it is. We'll do a quick assembly for you. Once it's all dry, kind of maneuver the wick into the little well. Screw down this intersection. Screw down your dripping adapter. On goes the drip tip. You can either drip directly into the drip tip because it does have a giant hole, and like I said, I don't like to because juice in mouth is bad. But you drip directly down. Try to drip as much down the side as you can. If you do get anything on the center post, I have noticed that it tends to drip a little bit down through the center, and you'll have a gurgly, tight draw. Draw on this isn't too bad. It might be a little loose for some, a little tight for others. Again, and I'll state this right now, taste in devices and juices is subjective. It's all your personal opinion. Whatever keeps you off analog stinky things is the device for you. That's it for that. We'll throw a little bonus in here for you. This is something I picked up a couple weeks ago. The Kanger MT3 metal tank Kanger. It uses the same internals, as far as I'm aware of, as the standard Kanger T3, and this is currently on my Ego Twist battery. The Kangers only have Ego threading, so you'll have to have something with an Ego thread if you want to use them. I do have an adapter from a 510 thread to an Ego thread that I use on the lava tube when I use this on the lava tube. There are 3 tiny little holes in that knurled section. That's where your airflow comes from for the T3. But anyway, there you go, guys. There's a quick video plus a little extra on the Vision Eternity Rebuildable Atomizer. Coils are cheap for these. They're coil wick assemblies. I think they're $2 or $3 a piece. They'll come pre-wrapped. They'll look almost identical to the coil that's on here, except for you'll have some extra wire loosely wrapped around the edges of the wick, so you can pull wire off. This coil, before it died, was measuring 2.6 ohm, and I've actually recoiled this one, which is why it looks janky and ugly. So, yeah, there you go. You can recoil them, re-wick them yourself, or you could just buy pre-made heads. There you go, guys. There it is. There's your long-awaited video. There's not much to them. They're pretty simple. You guys got questions, go ahead and leave me comments.